Welcome back to Immersive Reactions Extras.
Today, we will be going over movie couple therapy, the notebook behind the scenes.
This is not really your typical deep dive. It is not really a deep dive at all. We are reacting to a very, very, very well-known channel called Cinema Therapy. I wasn't going to do a video about this, but I watched like 5 minutes into this, and I heavily disagree with some of their points. And I just want to try something new, see if I can...
We'll see if we can do it. Why not?
Yep.
It's all about trying things new on this channel, is it not?
Fair warning to all people. I like this channel. I don't not like this channel. I watch many of their videos. I agree with them most of the time. And my disagreements are primarily just slight. So we'll get into this now, but just so you know. And we're just married. But we've been together for 7 years before we got married. And just a little behind the scenes to this, because that will come into play a little bit.
You want to dance with me?
No.
This is an utter and sheer manipulation, and the reason we go for it is because they're so gosh darn cute.
You're dumb.
I could be that.
No one's acting out of love before. She's on a date, I'm gonna interrupt it, and I'm going to hang from the Ferris wheel. That's not love.
No, that's desire.
I want to go out with you!
All right, we'll go out.
When she slaps him around, that's insecurity and fear. That's not love.
Right.
But this is the first time that Noah actually starts to step into what love is, which is, I want you to be happy. I want you to be with me, but more than that, I want you to be happy.
It was us.
This is my home now. Your mother is my home.
I love you so much.
So I guess we're crying with Alan, but it's not this movie's fault.
This went way darker than I...
The Notebook killed my grandparents.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah, this video is... I mean, they go...
Hello, and welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist, and I love movies. This is...
Okay.
Alan Seawright, professional filmmaker who also loves
I don't
movies,
think she's
but
ever
needs
seen
therapy
this,
really badly, especially after watching this movie.
YouTube channel.
Oh,
before
my
you did.
stars and garters.
That, huh?
That's all my stars and garters.
That's where we've gone to.
We're gonna do movie couples therapy on the Notebook. We were looking for, after Twilight, we're like, there's nothing that's gonna hurt
And
us
I feel
as
like
bad
this
as
is
Twilight.
enough of a
I think the
different
entire Nicholas
take
Sparks
than
cinematic
our
universe
take
could
that we can
damage
comment
you
on it
as badly.
without me
I don't know.
feeling like
I've never
we're
seen
talking
any
about
of
the
them.
same thing.
I'd never seen this until we had to watch it for this damn television show.
I watched it once, like way back when, before I...
on a date or something.
Yeah, well, and I get why this movie spoke to so many people in their teens and 20s, because we were all idiots.
Yeah, if
Our
you're
brains were still developing.
look, if you're dumb and you don't know things about relationships, this seems like an awesome one.
Before anyone shuts
Yeah,
off,
it doesn't-
because we're being
it's not, like,
condescending.
awesome,
Again,
but
just like with
the
Twilight,
points
this is your jam
exactly
as
that
guilty
they make-
pleasure. Love it, soak it up.
Awesome, so great, so many geese.
So
What's not to love about 9,000 geese?
they do have great chemistry
Oh man,
as actors.
Ryan
That's-
Gosling and they hated each other on set, right?
Yeah, and then they dated like 3 years later.
Right, yeah. But yeah, Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams are like electric fire sparks, like so good, and the material doesn't live up to it.
Let's do this.
You can't sit more than 2 people in a chair, Noah! Okay, Tommy, all right.
So he hopped on when she was on a date.
No, you're gonna kill yourself! Noah, cut it out!
What?
Well, you go out with me?
What?
Exactly.
No!
Yes.
No!
Obviously, he's being ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is where
But
she
he's
shows
being
some
over the
sense, and then
top.
It's downhill from here.
I think that's just his...
That's just him, though. That's always been
Also
him.
valid, because what you're
From what
doing
I've
is
seen-
scary. This is what a scary person does. Yes. Your initial
Scary
reaction is the
person?
correct one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you one more time. Will you? Or will you not go out with me?
I-
Goddamn, my hand slipper.
No.
Not until she agrees.
Oh, come on.
I cannot believe that I have to ask this question. Is threatening suicide good relationship tactics?
No.
No.
And a lot of people actually do that.
But it's in the context of a movie, too.
Yes.
It's not real.
You think you're so smart, don't you?
That was a bloody no, you idiot.
Oh, it's okay. I'll take care of this.
I do like this though.
This is funny. This is legit funny. And this is the problem. This movie keeps throwing in little nuggets of like, oh, that's great.
Because he is an idiot.
To make
Yeah.
you think it's not terrible.
How are you?
I'm gonna get you, Phil.
People don't act
gonna
perfectly
get
in
you.
life.
No,
I'm
they
gonna
I think
threaten to
that's
take
my
my own
whole
life, so go out
premise
with
to
me,
this
and then I'm
video.
gonna threaten you for publicly humiliating me for being a psychopath.
A psychopath.
Like, what
I think
the
we've gone a
actual
little
hell?
bit too off the deep end, bro.
Okay.
He's still fucking loading.
We're sorry. You have reached the number.
So
Love story for the ages. If you have to threaten to take your own life to get someone to stay, what that means is, hey,
They were
I
never
shouldn't be
together.
in a relationship right now. I need to work on myself. And the relationships that I should have are with
But they're
family
not
and friends.
together.
That's what that
He
looks
just
like.
met her at the
Here,
fucking thing.
It's played as endearing. It's a
Yeah.
meet cute. This is
He's
an utter
being
and sheer
himself. A
manipulation.
playful thing.
And the reason we go for it
Yeah,
is because
I
they're
don't think
so
he had
gosh
any
darn
intentions
No.
of killing
Because
himself.
it's
There
Ryan
was no
Gosling.
like,
and Rachel McAdams.
there was no like, he's not psychotic, and you can go through the whole movie and prove that that is not the case. And there's just clues along the way to point out he was just having fun
Yeah.
at a carnival. It's not.
Yes, there was some manipulation to get her to say yes, but it
Yeah,
wasn't
there
psychotic.
was
Like-
manipulation, but I don't think he was like intending to kill himself.
No.
There was no point in time where he was like, yeah, I'm gonna let go. He might have accidentally let go, but
No.
there's
like-
no build up to that he is psychotic. There is no like that's not what the movie's about. And I think they're just taking that moment out of context just to prove the point that he is manipulating her
Well,
for sure,
yeah,
100%.
obviously.
And that's not a good way to start a relationship, but they're also not in a relationship at
No,
all.
they're not.
They're just two individuals at a social area, and he's just going way over the top because he likes her. And that happens for 100%.
I could be that.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Such a great way to end such a terrible scene. Like, that was cute as hell.
Yeah.
That was cute as hell. I can
Yeah.
do that. Come on. I fell in love with Ryan Gosling for a second there, and I'm the straightest guy you've ever met.
Are you sure about that?
So here's a question. Do you think Ryan Gosling on set started to be like, this is weird and creepy, I should add something cute?
Here's the thing. Ryan Gosling is really handsome. And you're cutting from him to Rachel McAdams smiling with those billion-dollar dimples.
Yes.
It's gonna look cute. They could be saying, I hate you and want you to die. But if they're smiling at each other, it'd still be like, oh,
Well,
it's
yeah.
adorable.
Well, and that's the acting note, because you've said many times on the show that a lot of acting is reacting.
Yes.
Right? And so it's not just what he's doing. She is selling that he is charming and winning her over.
Noah tells Allie it's gonna take a lot of hard work to make their relationship work.
It would take a lot of hard work.
And part of that hard work would probably require
It's professional today.
Click.
Initial, and he tells you, I will be whatever you want me to be. I will change my entire personality.
I hope that's
Who I
fine.
am
That's
doesn't matter.
freaking
as long as I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'm gonna go.
No, I don't want you to go.
I gotta think about some stuff.
What do you gotta think about, huh?
What he just heard.
Literally everything that just happened.
Talk to me.
About what? You wanna...
Yeah.
You're going away.
He's going to college.
You're leaving.
He's got those soulful, droopy eyes.
And I'm so happy that you're doing that. But you're gonna have a million things to do.
He really, that's what it is. He kind of looks like a droopy puppy.
What?
I'm not gonna have nice things.
You just see him, you go, oh.
It doesn't... It's never gonna happen for me. It's not in the cards for me.
I don't have to go to school, okay?
Yes, you
I
do.
can-
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
That's exactly
All
what
right.
I'm talking about.
And you can come with me.
To New York?
Yes.
They got poverty in New York.
What am I gonna do in New York?
Okay.
We don't gotta figure all this out tonight, you know?
But he's also selling himself short that he can't be anything else.
Yeah.
Saying you want to break it off.
I'm saying we see how it goes later on.
You're 17. You're smart enough to threaten suicide to get a girl to go out with you. You got all kinds of options.
Why does he keep saying that? That's BS.
Yeah, it is kind of way over
That's
the
way
top.
too much. He never threatened suicide.
I see.
Like, he could have
don't do
gotten
this.
hurt or died.
Yeah,
Don't
But
mean it.
doesn't mean that that's his
Oh,
intent.
hell, well, if you're gonna do it, why wait until the summer ends, huh? Why don't you just do it right now?
Oh, here we go.
She's trying to convince herself.
Come on, do
Yeah.
it. Do it.
She is trying to convince herself in this scene.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, stop it.
Okay. His reaction actually cracks me up in that scene. I love that. Instead of getting physical with her, he's just like, oh, you're gonna slap me? I'll slap myself.
And then he looks at her like, what is this accomplishing?
What?
Which is accurate.
Also, this is a spoiled rich girl throwing a tantrum. You should keep driving, dude.
Howie, come on.
Well, what did she just
What
say?
happened? And tomorrow to be like it never happened, right?
Okay. So, I get they are old, well-established human beings. They have careers, they are doctors, whatever. But the rest of the world isn't always perfect. It isn't pretty. Like, people actually have relationships that look like this. And it's not like they just never got taught how to have a relationship, I guess. Like, to these guys, I would say, who is supposed to teach them a good relationship? They're making mistakes. That's a human thing to do. I don't know how you could judge them so heavily when they're 17.
Yeah, they're freaking teenagers, for fuck's sake. 17.
I do not reasonably know how you could judge them for having a bad relationship when they first started having relationships, when they're like new at this.
She's
I mean,
going
you
off to
can
college.
judge them, sure, but
They
what?
have two different lives, too.
You're not even like analyzing what could go through their heads to get to this point. And it's not like I love this movie or anything. I don't really give a shit about this movie at all. It's just it doesn't make sense as a therapist how you're not like sort of trying to figure out where they're coming from or empathizing with them in any way. Like, I could understand like further on down the road you are taking a hard line stance, but I'm not a doctor or anything, but it just doesn't make any sense to me.
She goes from screaming at him to like, we're just having a fight, right? Like this is.
Wait, no, this is like, it'll be fine. Like,
I watch this and I want to see them in a better movie together.
yes.
You know?
Yes. So much.
It's like when I'm watching You've Got Mail and I'd rather be watching Joe versus the Volcano.
Correct.
I want him to marry us.
I'm gonna jump in the volcano.
So marry me and then jump in the volcano.
If someone says I need time to think, give them time to think.
What?
If they need space, and you're not going to get your way. See, he threatens to take his own life to get his way. She threatens just physical violence and has a tantrum.
So healthy
She's
couples
thinking.
have fights?
She's been thinking.
Yeah.
She's
What
reacting.
does a healthy fight look like? Is
Yeah,
it more
that's-
about
yeah.
how you come back from it? Is it like, how does that work? Is this that? Because it feels like not.
Healthy couples have disagreements and they have conflict. And even when you know like all the skills, the fact is
Who's going to teach them how to be a healthy couple?
Yeah.
It's very, very simple. It's like, who taught them?
I don't see anyone
Their
teaching.
parents. His father doesn't have a wife anymore, and her parents aren't really the model of a healthy couple
No.
or a loving couple.
you're still a person, sometimes the emotions take control, and
Yeah,
you don't
you're
do
just
like
gonna-
the. So him saying, "I need time to think," and she says, "What do you need to think about? Talk to me." You know, that's kind of he's withdrawing, she's pursuing, right? And I would say in that instance, she needs to say, "Okay, when can we talk?" Like put a time on it. Like, can we talk tomorrow morning? Yeah. Like, let me have.
But they're
let me
not
have the night.
adults.
Let this breathe.
That's reasonable.
I don't know.
But even that, the fact that she pushes isn't terrible just because that's human. The moment she starts putting hands on him, like just because she's a woman and he's taller than her doesn't make it okay to start pushing him into the car and then start slapping him in the face.
Right.
And once again, this is the most romantic movie ever made.
It is. There are.
It's romantic in the sense that they, out of all of this stuff they go through, right?
They find each other.
They figure it out.
Yeah.
They fix their problems. They start off as teenagers, young kids who don't really, they're not really ready to do like love. They're not really ready for it. They're not mentally prepared. They're not like anything. And they, over the years, they separate and they figure it out. It's not pretty, but life isn't pretty either. Life isn't like scripted or professional. It's not like that.
Aren't any that are better.
They break up, he goes to war, she goes to college, and then she falls in love with the ultimate other nice guy.
The ultimate Baxter.
Well, I
The
think
ultimate
she
Baxter.
falls
James
in
Mars
love.
Disney Stan.
I think she does.
I don't know. I didn't see fall in love. I thought
to paint.
I think
I mean, I really love
she did, but
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
she figures out that
So paint.
So
will.
paint.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start.
Great.
he supports her.
Yeah, so it's good.
She thinks she doesn't paint anymore.
but he's so disinterested.
yes.
He's like, good.
Great. Not
Great.
even like great or like, oh, what would you like to paint? No, it's just
What can I
Okay.
do to help you?
good. That's it.
And
There's no like.
he is a good guy. Don't get me fucking wrong. That guy is okay. He's got everything going for him. He's good to her. He doesn't do anything.
But he didn't even ask,
Negatively.
how can I help you start painting?
I know, but they're like pulling this guy's horn like he's the best thing ever. When they could, like, you just switch the context and they could be being like, well, this guy's being short with her and this and that, and like they're just following this like line that they've already thrown the dart. They've made up their mind. The conclusion is met, where I see there is nuance, there is up and downs, there is right and wrongs. It's not all like he did something wrong. That means everything he does now on into the future is wrong. They do eventually give him credit, but they also don't see there is nuance to their personalities. They're two dysfunctional people that eventually figure out how to work together. And that's probably their arc, is because they're so dysfunctional as people, they come together and fix their dysfunction. That's why they fall in love.
Or because of him or because of what her life has become, but he's totally wants you to do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
I need to get away.
They're about to get married.
Okay.
Okay.
Take care of a few things. Need to clear my head.
Okay, should I be worried?
Yes.
Oh, now we have
You're
some
lying to
actual.
him.
No, that's reassuring.
You're gonna go see your ex-boyfriend
Listen.
and you're already fantasizing
you
about what it would be
alright?
like.
Yeah.
Okay. Then go. Take your time. Do whatever you need to do. Look, it's okay to be nervous. All right? It's normal.
Just
to get
stay with
close to
him.
you
Marry
before
this
you're ready.
dude.
That's
Also, look at his face.
Oh my god, these
So
guys.
She doesn't go with the intent to do anything.
Yes. But they're assuming that.
She doesn't go with the intent to do anything. It just happens. And in life, things happen. You can't like control every aspect before it happens. And it's just the benefit of hindsight they have, that they know that she's going to do that. And whereas when you're watching this for the first time, you know, she's like, okay, I got this old thing in my life. I want to clear it up.
Yes.
I want to make sure this is not the path I want to go to regret my entire life. So she is doing it for her. And in the end of the day, you do need to make decisions. She's not married, by the way.
No.
She's not currently married. So she's trying to X all of the check marks in her life to make sure she doesn't regret things. And that is, I think, a responsible thing to do. Before you commit fully to someone and you are spending every day living some sort of lie to that person because you're not fully committed to them.
Yeah.
X-Men, Enchanted, like there's so many movies where James Marsden is like the perfect other guy.
And he really is the perfect guy. Yeah. How many geese? Where do you get that many geese? And she's like thrilled about it. You're in a horror movie, woman.
Are you kidding me?
This is the bird.
Get out!
It's nature.
Run!
It was a surprise for her.
This is a nightmare. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna turn this into a romantic little thing about like, oh, the geese are me and I'm gonna leave. Geese have stolen God's light.
Oh my gosh. Tell me about geese wrangling.
Look, I don't know. I do this for a living.
And they're ornery.
I've shot stuff with geese in it. 6. It was literally like 400 geese in one shot. Geese are the worst.
Yeah. There needs to be like the Notebook 2 where Noah takes her to like just like a huge den of raccoons, you know, or just like
oh, it's so romantic.
Swimming with piranhas or something, you know. I love though that he's like, I want to show you something, and what he takes her to is
I don't even think
a swamp full of murder birds.
Murder birds.
They're just pumping their.
So it's raining and they just start laughing.
Their narrative at this point.
I'm miserable. It's so cold right now. This is the worst.
Does it look like she's miserable to you?
There's
It
no
looks like she's
nuance.
having fun, being relaxed.
How many takes do we have to do? And then she just stops breathing and just stares at him. And now he's not laughing anymore. Now it's just lust. Ooh, we're both super wet.
She's looking at him. Guys are... Oh my god.
Like, get out of the storm. Don't fight in the rain. Go fight indoors.
Like, he saw one negative thing about this guy.
Fight.
Everything now is completely shot to hell.
And it's kind of like...
Man,
it almost feels
that guy
fake.
Patient.
Like, I wasn't gonna go into shit on these guys, but it almost seems like they like pre-planned this commentary. I'm not. Maybe it's genuine. Maybe this is just how they process things. That once a negative has emerged, like it's all negative, or that it's kind of a crappy, like chick flick. It's not. It's just average movie. I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah.
When I rated it. Good movie.
They're not even going over the important parts of him telling her when they're older, recreating, going over the older parts. They're just doing this.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to go and like
there is no
go back where he literally leaves his entire life at his house with his family? He goes into a nursing home where his wife is, his beloved wife is, and reminds her every single day when all the odds are against him. No, they're just nitpicking this.
And I'm sure maybe they just thought this movie was bad, or they've heard so many stories that this movie was bad, so they're like piling on some sort of like
the freaking goose, like that craziness. They're that was looking, unnecessary.
They're reaching, really. And maybe that's how they scripted this video to go. That they were going to pile on this narrative. When did this movie come out? When this video come out?
I don't know.
11 months ago. Because there was like a period of time on YouTube where like hating stuff content was very popular. And I wonder if that came into their, like, they're like, oh, everyone doesn't like this movie. We could probably pile on it too to get some views. I'm curious. And like, as a therapist, I would think you'd think of it in a more nuanced way.
Yeah.
There are bad parts of this movie, yes, but there are parts that are okay. Like, I don't get it.
Words.
No talking, just mouth pressing.
Okay, look. Here's where I get you have responsibilities, you have commitments, life is heavy, and there's a part of you that would just love to throw caution to the wind.
Sometimes you want to run out in the rain with Ryan Gosling and make out with him.
Well, and more than make out. I mean, you know, they go home and
continue making out.
Test the foundation.
This is a PG show.
Like, they're really selling the romance of they're so right for each other that this entire weekend of banging and egg eating and
really,
she doesn't have any remorse or worry about her fiance or breaking his heart
Doesn't
or having
even think about it
or having to face the music. I'm like, is the sex that good? Is that?
It's a mistake. She did make a mistake. 100%. Probably worst mistake of her life. To betray this guy who was, for all intents and purposes, faithful to her and treated her right. But life is not
it's
perfect.
messy.
It's messy. You make mistakes. People make mistakes. Now, when you make the mistake, my interpretation was that she had made her decision right then. She just had not made it official to her to-be husband.
The soon-to-be husband.
So my interpretation is she had made the decision. She was going to leave him. But after, she's like, no, I got to decide still. No, it's too late to decide. You decided. Like, and so I'll continue.
But Noah is just like, here we go. It's go time. It isn't until later, until the chickens come home to roost, that they have this conversation.
What about the past couple of days? They happen, you know?
I know that they happened and they were wonderful, but they were also very irresponsible.
Yes. Oh, don't.
I have a fiance waiting for me at a hotel who's going to be crushed when he
So
finds
you
out
make
what I
love
did.
to me, and then you go back to your husband?
Don't blame her, you idiot.
Is that your plan?
He's
Was
the one
that
who
a
decided
test
to
that I
come
don't
to
pass?
I made a promise to a man. He gave me a ring and I gave him my word.
And your word is shot to hell.
Yeah, he
Why
has
do they
no.
keep blaming? These guys are like, she's golden. Let's just shit on him. Like, she's the one who said, listen, I gotta go deal with some things. I'll be back. She drove in the car. She made the decision. He didn't make that decision. She made that decision to come see him.
And I, like him, I'm like, okay, you came here out of your own free will. I didn't ask you to.
Yep.
I put a thing in the paper so you might be able to see it and come to me. I didn't know you had a husband, and you came to me and then spent time with me in my house
For all these days.
doing all this stuff.
Time.
And that to me is like you making your decision.
Yeah.
So I think as a rational man, a man who would care, like he says here, he's like, so you make love to me and you go back to your husband? What? I think he's justified. He doesn't have a commitment to this man.
No.
He has there's no law preventing him from being with this woman that also has this man in her life. I would think the same thing. And she should have stopped. If she was still thinking about things, she shouldn't have sex with him.
No, she should have just walked off that boat into her car. Boom, done.
Hell now, don't you think?
I don't know. I'll find
You have a hand in this,
It's not about
jackass.
keeping your promise, and it's not about following your heart. It's about security.
What is that supposed to mean?
Money!
What are you talking?
He's got a
He's
lot of
wrong.
money.
Now I
for a
Oh,
second.
stop it, dude.
If you leave here, I hate you.
Wow.
And he's just saying
Okay.
stuff in the
I
moment.
guess
Yes.
not. I think I must have misread all of those
I
signals.
guess you did.
They're going to go over this. He's just saying that because he's angry.
Yes.
People say things when they get angry.
Yes, they do.
sometimes. They don't. A relationship isn't diplomatic.
No.
Unless you know the person wholly and fully.
Did.
My daughter used to say stuff like that when she was 3.
You're bored.
Just saying.
You're bored and you know it. You wouldn't be here if there wasn't something missing.
Dude, look where you live. Like, you don't have money at this point in your story?
Would you just stay with me?
Stay with you. What for? Look at us. We're already
He lives
fighting.
what
Well,
he
that's what
wants
we
to.
do. We fight.
If you leave, I hate you. If you leave, I kill myself.
Fucking son of a bitch, and I tell you when you're
And they say that too. He did not say
No.
anything like that.
No.
They are literally putting words
Words. Yes. Mm-mm.
in his mouth. Because of some other construed thing. At this point in the story, is like 10 years later.
Yes.
They're holding on to something from the past of 10 years. Who is the one in this situation who's like not processing this correct? Right? He didn't say that.
No.
being a pain in the ass, which you are 99% of the time.
It's not a good percentage.
I'm not afraid to hurt your feelings. They have like a 2-second rebound rate and you're back doing the next pain in the ass thing.
Good start, Noah.
So it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be really hard. And we're gonna have to work at this every day, but I wanna do that because I want you.
Okay, so that sentence by itself, in isolation, is beautiful.
Yeah.
In the context of the rest of this scene, it makes me want to punch both of them.
Just picture your life for me.
Yeah, they're not. Life isn't pretty. Life
But
isn't.
they had so
always...
much time apart. That's the thing.
Yeah, they had time apart. They grew up. They did all those things. But I can't realistically judge them for their problems because they're human. It's just the expectation of, you have an expectation that this is going to be a perfect relationship, that they're going to get to the end of the road and nothing is ever going to happen to them, and no adversity and nothing is ever going to test them, and they're never going to get upset with each other and like blame one another for some things.
That shit's gonna happen.
That's gonna happen at some points. It's what you do after.
Yes.
It's how you conduct yourself when you've done wrong to each other that matters. And that's where you gain respect. And that's where things like that stop, is the after. How you learn and grow from those things. That's what I think, at least.
30 years from now, 40 years from now, what's it look like? If it's with that guy, go.
It's just unrealistic
Go!
expectation.
I lost you once. I think I could do it again. If I thought it's what you really wanted.
See, that's
pretty good, right?
Good, yeah.
Easy way out.
What easy way? There is no easy way. No matter what I do, somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, these are choices you've made.
What everyone wants. Stop thinking about what I want, what he wants, what your parents want. What do you want? What do you want?
Okay, this is actually pretty good advice.
What do you want?
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. This is...
Damn it, what do you want?
The first time their relationship shows that it could actually be a relationship.
I have to go.
I mean, he started it with...
stupid crap.
And insulting her and blaming her.
That.
And he has yet to take any ownership for what happened.
Any ownership at all for, hey, I also contributed to the sex.
You showed her the geese. You knew what you were doing.
You took her out to 1,000,000 geese.
This is the first
Oh my
time.
gosh.
Like, it starts terrible, but it ends at an actually fairly healthy place. Him saying, "What do you want?"
If it was perfect,
and
you
I could
wouldn't
lose
have a
get
job.
what you want.
You wouldn't have to be a therapist. If
Exactly.
the human experience was a
Edwardy.
perfect one,
complete
we wouldn't need
Yeah,
therapists.
No
No.
one's acting out of love before. She's
Or
on a date. I'm gonna
mentors, or
interrupt it, and I'm
family
going
members to
hang from
teach
the
us
Ferris wheel.
things.
That's not love.
No, that's
We'd just be
desire.
perfect.
When she slaps him around, that's insecurity and fear. That's not love.
Right.
You know, James Marsden was consistently loving. We never even find out. I hope he did well for himself. I trust he did.
Dude, come on, it's James
Oh
Marsden.
yeah, no,
you kidding
in
me?
science. They like to
That
do
guy
that.
will be fine.
But this is the first time that Noah actually starts to step into what love is, which is, I want you to be happy. I want you to be with me, but more than that, I want you to be happy. Right? But seriously, so the couples therapy aspect of it, when he says this is security, he's speaking to his insecurity.
Yeah.
He's speaking to his fear that she's going to be with this other guy because she wants security. But the mistake he's making is he's speaking for her. He's saying, this is what you're thinking and feeling, instead of, I'm afraid that this is what you're thinking and feeling, which are two completely different things.
As a guy who has been poor and struggled to provide for his wife and children, I can tell you that having that insecurity is gut-wrenching and crippling. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he doesn't handle it in a mature way. Granted, he's, what, 25, 26, maybe?
Here we go. We figured it out. We're at
Fucking
the
idiot.
fucking
Oh my
pinnacle
God.
of...
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. I like these guys. Don't get me wrong. But I think they
should have realized that a little bit
scripted
earlier.
this as like a hate piece to hate on this movie, and they didn't really go into it to be nuanced on their opinion, or like, it just doesn't feel that way to me. Sorry.
If this were couples therapy, I'd be saying, so Noah, what's your hand in all this? And I would be encouraging him to say something like, I put you in a bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I seduced you. She's a willing participant, obviously, but he set out to seduce her.
I did take you to see the geese.
I mean, I guess.
I don't think of that
She
way.
came to see him, which I do love when she drives into the fence. That's a fun little moment.
You want to come in?
Okay.
From the moment she arrives, he sets out to try and win her back. But he doesn't do it in a ethical way, in a way that shows real love.
Right.
Like, real
He
love would
invited her
be,
to
okay,
dinner.
you're here.
Yeah,
To come inside.
he invited her to dinner.
So she didn't drive off and end up in a freaking car accident, because people do that.
And
They
then
get
he let
upset.
her leave.
Yes.
By the way, the next day when she comes back, which is, she probably shouldn't have come back.
That was her decision. He didn't coerce her into any of that.
She had a choice to make to come back. She came back, and I also believe he has no ethical reason to like support her like love for this other guy. There is none. Besides like her well-being and like, but my interpretation is if you're coming back to me, that you're going to stay, and you're like, when I ask you, what are you going to do now? Or where do we go forwards from here? I don't expect the answer to be, for it to be like, I gotta think about it. It's like, oh, I thought you already made your decision.
Yeah, that's what I would have.
And then I'm like,
What?
which makes it messy, but again, life isn't
it's
perfect.
messy.
It isn't.
It's freaking mud piles sometimes.
You want to hang out, we can get lunch, we can talk. And then you can tell me if you feel it and what you want to do with your life. Instead, he spends a couple of days in bed with her, and then he says, what do you want?
Yeah.
She decides
Yeah.
that. She came back.
Yep.
So
Yeah, again, life isn't perfect. A little bit out of order. But
that's one
I understand where
That's
they're
one movie. Let's watch another movie now. Also called The Notebook, starring two different actors playing two completely different characters who happen to have the same name, except one of them who's named Duke, not Noah. What the f***, The Notebook?
It was us. It was us.
Oh,
It was
darling.
us.
Oh, my sweetheart.
Oh.
I love you so much.
I love that he does all of this reading to her on the chance that he can bring her back for a minute or two.
Yep.
It is really beautiful. Like, this aspect of the film is really beautiful. It just doesn't feel like the same couple.
No.
Because they've grown. They're not young. They're grown.
I like slammed the keyboard so hard I opened another tab. How do we not realize that?
Oh man, I've never been.
Like I said, I don't have a stake in this. I just started watching this video. I was like, I don't like when people like take a side and
Yes,
don't
they already took that
like
side.
nuance their way through something. Like they're like, okay, this is bad, or okay, this is great, and they ignore obvious faults or obvious good parts just for the sake of, or obvious like conflict, because it's a movie of conflict. Relationships have conflict, and not teaching kids that there might be conflict in relationships isn't a good way to go about teaching kids. It's like, you know why you shouldn't have a relationship is because sometimes they get messy. Sometimes they're not like
Unicorns and rainbows.
you're not thinking correctly, and you say things that you don't mean, and you hurt people. You got to think about stuff before you go into it, and you can't just think one way or the other. It just bothered me about this.
Super fun. Like, he's more fun than Ryan Gosling. Yes. One of them, who's named Duke, not Noah. What the f***, The Notebook? You don't just
Skip it
have complete amnesia.
We're pretty much over.
Last time it was no more than 5 minutes.
For purposes of storytelling, okay, but it's not remotely. Ugh. My grandmother just passed away from Alzheimer's just a couple of weeks ago, and she has, been in decline for several years. But it wasn't like complete amnesia, and then I've got everything back, but only for 5 minutes until it goes away.
Right. Because what you'll get is, I'm here and now I'm here.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I'm here and now I'm here and then I'm back to here.
Well, and it's it's sort of a declining. It's like a graph, right? And you're going down, but there's like spikes coming up, and it was very much that with my grandmother, and it was sad. It was tragic.
Yeah,
it was,
with your grandmother, but
lose her.
other people can be different.
Yeah.
Like I've
that
witnessed
too.
this in life, real life. Just because that was your grandmother's experience does not mean that's everyone else's experience.
There's millions of other people who go
Jeez.
through this disease, and one person's
Does not make it everyone
experience
else's.
with their family member isn't direct correlation to every other experience with every other person. I sympathize with them though. Like, that's a terrible thing to go through. Millions and millions of people go through it. And you see it all the time in your work.
Yeah.
But I don't want to dig more through their ending. It was just the meat of the argument that was really bothering me, and I pretty much got all that I needed to off my plate. This is gonna be a different type of video. I didn't go into this planning to bash on them so much. It's just things that seemed obvious to me, or things where I think you saw it.
Yeah.
If there is any other behind the scenes deep dives into The Notebook that we can watch, let us know.
And we'll watch them.
Go check out. I mean, you already know about cinema therapy. I'm not.
Well, it's my first time, and I'm
tiny little channel. That most of the time they're great. I don't understand what happened.
I don't know.
But we thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.
Yes.
If you like the video, please like and subscribe. It helps us get recognition on our videos, and we'll react to more in the future. Thank you.